Have you ever laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, wishing your mind would just stop talking for a moment? The clock keeps ticking. The world outside is quiet, but inside, it's chaos. Thoughts spinning, worries looping, what-ifs piling up until it feels like your head might burst. I know that feeling, the exhaustion of overthinking. You're not alone in it. And maybe, just maybe, tonight, we can start learning how to quiet that storm together. So take a breath with me, and let's talk. You see, our minds have this strange habit of trying to fix everything. Things that already happened, things that haven't yet, and things that may never come at all. We replay old memories, as if doing it one more time could change them. We imagine worst-case scenarios and live through pain that doesn't even exist. It's no wonder we feel tired all the time. But here's something simple and maybe freeing. Not everything is ours to fix. Some things just are, and that's okay. I used to think peace meant controlling everything, making sure nothing went wrong. But the truth is, peace doesn't come from control. It comes from letting go. It comes from saying, I did what I could and now I'll rest. Life has this quiet wisdom. The more we try to hold on, the heavier it feels. But the moment we let go, the air gets lighter. Maybe peace isn't something we chase, but something that appears when we stop running. There's a little story I love. A traveler once met a man pushing a huge rock up a hill, sweating, struggling, almost breaking. The traveler asked, "Why are you pushing it?" The man said, "Because it's my way." The traveler looked around and said gently, "But it was never blocking your path." I think about that sometimes. How often do we push rocks that don't really need to move? How often do we fight things that were never actually in our way? Maybe tonight you can ask yourself softly, what am I still trying to carry that was never mine to lift? You don't have to have the answer. Just asking the question is a kind of healing. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to pause. Letting go isn't giving up. It's giving yourself permission to rest, to stop fighting the waves and just float for a while. You'll find that life carries you where you need to go. And when those thoughts come rushing back, the worries, the memories, the guilt, try not to fight them. Let them pass through, like clouds drifting across a quiet sky. You are not the cloud. You are the sky. You've always been the sky, big enough to hold it all and still be at peace. Thoughts come and go, but you, my friend, are the stillness behind them. You've always been. So next time your mind starts spinning, take a breath. Feel the air move in and out, slow and easy. Notice the warmth in your chest, the rhythm of your heartbeat. That's life reminding you it's okay to be here, right now. You don't need to fix every thought. You don't need to win every battle. You just need to breathe and remember that even storms have calm centers, and that calm lives inside you. I know life gets loud. The world asks for too much sometimes. But underneath it all, there's a quiet place waiting for you, one you've carried all along. Maybe tonight, when you lie down again, instead of fighting your thoughts, you can whisper to them, "You can stay if you want, but I'm going to rest now." And little by little, you'll start to notice the silence between thoughts. That silence, that's peace. And if this kind of talk helps you breathe a little easier, helps you remember that you're not alone in this journey, I'd love for you to stay close. Subscribe if you haven't yet. This space isn't about teaching or preaching. It's about walking together, one gentle breath at a time, toward the kind of peace we've been searching for all along. So take one more breath. Let it out slow. Whatever you're holding, it's okay to set it down for a while. The night is quiet now, and maybe, just maybe, your mind can be too. You know, sometimes we think peace will come once life finally slows down, once the bills are paid, the kids are okay, the world makes sense again. But life rarely pauses just because we want it to. There's always another thing waiting, another noise, another worry. If we wait for the world to be quiet before we find calm, we might be waiting forever. Real peace doesn't come when life is perfect. It comes when we can sit right in the middle of the mess and still feel okay. Maybe peace starts small, like noticing how morning sunlight touches your face, or how the sound of rain softens everything around you. It's in the quiet moments between thoughts, in the gentle spaces we often rush past. Sometimes I think we've just forgotten how to notice them. We're so used to reaching for something, a phone, a plan, an answer, that we forget to reach inward. But when you start noticing the simple things, you realize peace was never missing. It was just waiting for your attention. There's a teaching that says, when the mind is quiet, the heart speaks. Maybe that's what we've been missing, the voice underneath the noise. It doesn't shout. It doesn't argue. It just whispers softly, "You're safe. You're enough. You can rest now." That voice has always been there, buried under years of doing, fixing, proving. But it's still there, waiting for you to remember. And maybe tonight, as you listen, you could begin to feel that space again, the one that doesn't need you to be anyone or do anything. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to have it all figured out. Sometimes strength looks like being gentle with yourself. Sometimes it's letting the tears fall without judgment. Maybe peace begins right there, in the honest moments when you finally stop pretending to be okay and just allow yourself to be. The Buddha once said, "You can't pour tea into a cup that's already full." And maybe our minds are like that cup, overflowing with stories, expectations, and fears. We keep trying to add peace, but there's no room left. So instead of searching for more, maybe we just empty a little. Let go of one thought, one worry, one should. That's how space is made, not by adding, but by releasing. And in that space, peace can finally enter. Maybe tonight, when you close your eyes, you can imagine placing every worry into a small paper boat, one for each thought, and setting them gently on a river. Watch them float away, one by one. You don't need to chase them. You don't need to fix them. Just watch them drift. The river knows where to carry them. That's what letting go feels like, not a loss, but a soft release. It's funny, isn't it? We think we have to find peace in faraway places, in temples, retreats, mountains, but the truth is, peace doesn't live out there. It lives here, in your breath, your body, this very moment. When you stop running, stop comparing, stop trying to be more, that's when you begin to notice it. Peace is not something to achieve. It's something to allow. So if your mind feels noisy again tomorrow, don't be hard on yourself. Minds are like that. They chatter, they wander, they replay the past and predict the future. But you don't have to believe every thought you think. Just smile at them, like watching waves come and go. You can say to yourself, "Oh, there's that thought again," and let it pass. You don't need to push it away. You just need to stop following it. The less you chase your thoughts, the more they fade on their own. And if these words bring you a little calm, a little breath of stillness in a loud world, I'd love for you to stay connected. Subscribe, not because you have to, but because maybe together we can keep building this quiet space where people remember how to just breathe again. You don't need to walk this path alone. We're all learning, all trying, all finding our way back to that soft, still center within. So as we end this moment, take one last slow breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let the noise fade. And know this, peace isn't far away. It's not something you need to earn. It's right here, right now, gently waiting for you to notice it. And maybe tonight, for the first time in a long time, you'll find yourself smiling quietly, realizing you were never lost. You just forgot how to be still. Have you noticed how often our minds drift away from where we actually are? One moment, we're sipping our coffee, and the next, we're replaying a conversation from yesterday or worrying about what tomorrow might bring. It's like we're walking through life half asleep, tangled in stories that exist only in our heads. And maybe it's okay. That's just what minds do. But maybe, just maybe, we don't have to live there all the time. There's something so simple and yet so easy to forget about returning to now. The present moment is always here. It doesn't ask anything of you. It doesn't judge. It doesn't hold grudges. And it's the only place where life is actually happening. You can't touch the past, and the future hasn't arrived yet. But this moment, this one right now, it's yours to feel, to breathe, to just be. Sometimes I like to imagine my life as a river. Thoughts and worries float past like leaves, each one moving on its own path. I don't need to grab them. I don't need to hold on. I can just watch. And as I do, I notice the space between the leaves, the quiet water underneath, moving steadily, calmly, beneath all the little chaos on the surface. That quiet current, that's the now. That's life flowing gently, whether my mind is racing or still. And maybe tonight, when you feel the familiar tug of overthinking, you can pause and notice one simple thing: your breath, the feeling of your feet on the floor, the soft rhythm of your heartbeat. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to solve a single problem. You just need to notice. And in that noticing, something subtle begins to shift. The fog lifts, even if just a little, and you remember, this is enough. There's a story I like about a monk and his apprentice walking along a river. The apprentice was nervous about crossing, imagining all the ways he could slip or fall. The elder monk simply said, "Peace doesn't come from knowing the water is safe. Peace comes from stepping forward with full attention." Isn't that beautiful? We don't have to know everything. We don't have to control everything. We just have to move through life, moment by moment, noticing, aware, present. That's where calm lives, not in perfect conditions, but in your awareness. Maybe you can try this tonight. Imagine putting one foot down and the next, slowly, without rush. Notice the sensations of your body, the air around you, the gentle movement of life unfolding. Thoughts will come. They always do. And it's okay. Let them float by. Don't fight them. Don't judge them. Just notice. You're not the storm. You're the quiet watching the storm. You've always been that quiet. And if you feel even a small bit lighter after spending a few minutes here, I hope you'll come back. Subscribe, if you haven't already, and keep this gentle space with you. This isn't about rules or achievements. It's about remembering that you can always return to calm, even when life feels noisy. It's about practicing the small, quiet moments that remind you you're okay, you're safe, you're right here. So take a breath. Let it fill you, slow and full. Let it go, soft and gentle. Feel the weight of the day ease just a little. And remember, every time you return to the now, you are giving yourself a gift, the gift of noticing life as it is and finding calm in the middle of it all. Sometimes, life feels like it's moving too fast. Days blur together, thoughts race ahead, and our hearts can't keep up. We cling to what's familiar, try to hold on to moments that are already slipping away. But maybe, just maybe, that's okay. Maybe part of peace is learning to rest in the flow of change, to let life move without clinging, without fighting. All things change. Joy, sorrow, fear, love. Nothing stays the same forever. And the funny thing is, We spend so much energy resisting that truth, as if holding on could make life pause. But the more we resist, the heavier it feels. The more we try to control, the more we suffer. What if we let go just a little? What if we trusted that life will carry us, that the storms will pass, and the sun will rise again? Imagine sitting beneath a great, old tree. Seasons pass, flowers bloom, leaves fall, snow comes and goes. The tree doesn't resist. It doesn't fight the winter or cling to the flowers. It simply welcomes each season and lets it pass. That's what we can do too. Welcome life in all its passing moments and trust that nothing lasts forever. Your worries, your doubts, your sadness, they are visitors, not permanent residents. They come, they go, and you remain, vast, still, and whole. There's a quiet joy in knowing this, a freedom in realizing that you are not your struggles. You are not your fears. You are the space that holds them. And when you see it, truly see it, a weight lifts. You realize that even the heaviest thoughts are just passing clouds, and the sky underneath remains wide and calm. Maybe tonight, you can let yourself feel that wide sky inside you, the part of you that has always been free, even when life feels complicated. And maybe, when a wave of worry comes, you can gently whisper to yourself, "This will pass. It's okay." You don't have to solve it. You don't have to understand it. You just need to notice it, breathe through it, and let it move on. Life is always moving, and you can move with it gently, softly, without strain. There's a simple mantra I like to repeat in my mind when life feels heavy. I am the sky. My thoughts are clouds. I am the river. My struggles are leaves. All things arise and pass away. I remain vast and free. It's a gentle reminder that nothing lasts forever, and you don't have to carry everything. You are always bigger than the storms you face. And maybe this is the quiet gift Buddhism offers. Not complicated rules, not lofty ideals, but gentle invitation to rest in the natural rhythm of life. To see that happiness isn't hidden somewhere in the future, and peace isn't something you have to earn. It's here, right now, in your breath, in your noticing, in the simple act of being. So, tonight, as you settle in, maybe take a moment to release just a little. Let the tensions of the day drift away. Let the worries float by. Feel your body soften. Feel your mind ease. And know this calm was always within you. You only need to let it surface. And if these gentle moments of reflection help, if they remind you that peace is always possible, maybe subscribe and stay with this little space we created together. No pressure, no expectations, just a quiet place to remember who you really are. Calm, alive, and free. Take a deep breath. Let it out. And for tonight, let yourself rest in the flow of life. Let it carry you softly and know it's okay. You're okay. You know, life doesn't have to be complicated to feel meaningful. Sometimes we think happiness comes from more achievements, more things, more people agreeing with us. But maybe that's just a story our minds like to tell. Maybe real happiness is quieter, simpler, softer than we expect. Maybe it's in the moments we stop chasing and start noticing. Think about it for a moment. How often do we fill our days with noise, running from one thing to the next, trying to fix or control everything around us? And yet, when we slow down, when we sit still, we begin to notice the small miracles that were there all along. The warmth of sunlight spilling across a table. The quiet sound of a loved one's laughter. The gentle rhythm of your own breathing. These little things, they are enough. They always were. Buddhist teachings often remind us, life is already full, but we have to learn to see it. It's not about adding more to your day or earning more peace. It's about letting go of the clutter, both outside and inside. Let go of the worries that aren't yours to carry. Let go of the expectations that weigh you down. Let go of the thoughts that steal your calm. And in that letting go, something magical happens. Space opens up, and life feels lighter, softer, more alive. Maybe simplicity is the key we've been looking for, not in a dramatic way, not by running away from life, but in quiet choices. Choosing one thing instead of 10. Choosing stillness instead of rushing. Choosing to notice what is instead of what should be. Zen masters call this elegance, the beauty that comes from living lightly, from letting go of what's unnecessary. And the truth is, you don't have to be a monk to practice it. You just have to be willing to pause, to breathe, and to see. Sometimes, I like to imagine all my unnecessary worries like stones in a backpack. Each day I set one down. A small release here, a soft letting go there. And slowly, I notice my shoulders lighten, my breath deepens, and the world feels a little less heavy. Maybe you can do the same. Maybe you can let one thing go today, one thought, one fear, one thing that doesn't serve you, and notice how the weight eases just a little. It's okay. You don't have to do it all at once. Just one small step at a time. And maybe tonight, as you reflect on your day, you can ask yourself softly, what can I release? What can I simplify? What small thing can I let go of so I can breathe more freely? It's not about giving up. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about choosing peace over noise, simplicity over clutter, presence over rushing. And each time you do, even just a little, you practice freedom. You remind yourself that life doesn't have to be heavy. You have a choice to walk lightly, to notice deeply, to live fully here and now. And if these reflections give you even a small sense of calm, maybe keep coming back. Subscribe, not because you have to, but because together we can keep creating these gentle spaces, little pauses in a loud world where we remember how to just be, how to notice, how to breathe. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. Peace doesn't have to be earned to be yours. You just have to allow it softly, patiently, and with love. So, take a deep breath now. Let it fill you completely. Then let it go slowly, gently. Feel how soft and light your body can be. Feel how quiet your mind can become just for a moment. And know this softness, this peace. It's always been there. You just needed to remember it. And maybe, just maybe, this is the beginning of letting yourself live a little lighter, a little freer, a little more fully. Have you ever noticed how much of life happens in your head? Thoughts, worries, plans, regrets. They spin endlessly, and sometimes it feels like there's no escape. But maybe there is. Maybe the way out isn't in solving all the problems or quieting every thought, but in returning to presence, just being here, just noticing, just breathing. Your breath is always with you, quietly reminding you that life is happening right now. You don't have to do anything to earn it. You don't have to perfect it or understand it. It just is. And if you let yourself rest in it for a moment, even a few slow breaths, you'll feel something shift. The mind loosens. The body softens. The heart remembers it can rest, even in the middle of the storm. Sometimes, when I'm feeling tangled in worry, I like to place my hand over my heart and simply say to myself, it's okay. You're here. You're safe. You don't have to fix everything right now. And somehow, that soft acknowledgement eases attention. It's like whispering a lullaby to yourself, gentle, tender, reminding yourself you're enough just as you are. The Buddha spoke about the unity of breath and mind. He didn't say you have to stop thinking or become perfect. He said that noticing your breath is like noticing your life. When your mind is scattered, your breath will show it. When your mind is calm, your breath flows freely. And the beauty of it is, you can always return to it. Always. No matter how messy the day feels, no matter how heavy your thoughts, your breath is a safe place to come home to. Imagine your mind like a sky, wide and open. Thoughts are clouds, some light, some heavy. Some come quickly, some linger longer. But none of them define the sky itself. The sky is always there, vast and still, holding everything. That's you. Your thoughts, your worries, your fears, they're just clouds passing by. And when you rest in the breath, you feel the sky inside you again. Big enough, calm enough, to let all those clouds drift without panic, without struggle. And maybe tonight you can try this. Sit quietly for a moment. Close your eyes if you want. Notice your breath. Feel it move in and out. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Just let it be. Let it guide you back to yourself. And as you do, you might feel the tightness in your chest soften, the noise in your mind quiet a little, and a gentle calm spread through your body. It's simple. It's quiet. It's enough. And if this little reminder helped, even just a bit, maybe come back again. Subscribe, not out of obligation, but to keep a small space like this in your life. A space to pause, to breathe, to remember that you don't have to carry everything alone. Life doesn't have to be rushed. Peace doesn't have to be earned. It's here, right now, waiting quietly for you to notice. So take one more soft breath with me. In and out, slow, easy, gentle. Feel the quiet settle. Feel the moment stretch softly around you. And know that even when the world is loud, even when your mind races, this calm, this presence is always yours. You only have to return. Sometimes when life feels heavy, it helps to step back and ask yourself a simple question. Will this really matter in 5 years? Maybe it's a tiny worry, a small mistake, an awkward moment that seems huge right now. And maybe it's okay that it feels big. But when you imagine looking back from 5 years ahead, you might see it differently. Those mountains we think we're climbing, often they're just small stones on the path. Those storms we fear, they pass, just like clouds drifting across the sky. It's not about ignoring what's happening or pretending things don't hurt. It's about gaining perspective, seeing the bigger picture. Overthinking, worrying endlessly, replaying conversations or what-ifs. It's exhausting, and it's not always necessary. Maybe you can give yourself permission to pause, to breathe, to ask softly, does this really matter in the long run? And maybe, just maybe, you'll notice that the things that truly matter aren't the worries or regrets at all. They're the little moments of love, kindness, laughter, and calm that sneak quietly into your days. Think about how often you chase after problems that may never even happen. How often you argue in your mind with things you cannot change. And it's okay. Minds do this. But maybe you can choose, even just a little, to step out of that cycle. You can remind yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am not my fears. I am the space that holds them. One of my favorite reminders comes from simple teaching. Let go of what has passed. Let go of what may come. Let go of what is happening now. At first, it might feel impossible. How do you let go of life itself? But you don't have to let go of everything at once. Just one small thing, one thought, one worry, one little attachment. And in that small act, a surprising lightness begins to appear. It's gentle, like the first soft breeze of morning, and it whispers, it's okay. You're okay. And maybe tonight, As you lie down, you can place a hand over your heart and breathe. Slow, soft, full. Let each exhale carry away a tiny piece of tension. Let each inhale remind you of your presence here, in this moment, safe, enough, complete. Life doesn't have to be perfect for you to be at peace. You don't have to fix everything to feel calm. You just have to notice, breathe, and let go, gently, softly, one step at a time. And if this feels like a quiet place where your mind can rest, maybe come back. Subscribe, not because you must, but because it's a reminder that these spaces exist. Spaces to breathe, to pause, to remember that peace isn't somewhere you have to chase. It's here, right now, waiting quietly, always ready for you to notice. Take one more deep breath with me. In and out, slow, gentle, soft. Feel the weight lift, even just a little. And know, in the grand tapestry of your life, this moment, this breath, this peace, it matters, not because of what you did or didn't do, but because you took the time to return to yourself. And that alone is enough. There's something gentle about noticing the present moment, isn't there? Just slowing down enough to feel your own heartbeat, to feel the air around you, to feel the simple rhythm of your day. Maybe it's easy to forget that life is happening right now, in these small, quiet spaces. We often chase the next thing, the next problem, the next worry, and we miss the now. And that's okay. It's just how the mind works. But maybe tonight you can try something different. Take a soft, slow breath. Feel it moving in. Feel it moving out. And let yourself just be. No fixing, no analyzing, no judging. Just you here now breathing. The mind will wander, of course. It always does. But instead of following every thought, you can notice it, maybe even smile a little at it, and then let it drift away. Like leaves floating down a gentle river. You don't need to hold them. You don't need to chase them. They move on, and so can you. Sometimes I like to imagine life like a river. The water keeps flowing, carrying everything forward. Worries, memories, joys, small struggles. You can try to hold on to it, to stop it, to control it, but the river has its own rhythm. And if you relax, if you let go just a little, you begin to move with it. You feel lighter. You feel softer. You feel more alive. Maybe that's what it means to return to presence, to stop resisting and start flowing gently, naturally, with the current of life. And in that flow, you notice things you might have missed before. The small warmth of sun on your face. The quiet sound of leaves rustling outside. The softness of your own breath. Maybe a small smile from a friend. A kind word. A moment that feels surprisingly light. These things are simple, but they matter. They remind you that peace doesn't have to be earned. That happiness isn't somewhere far away. It's here, quietly waiting for you to notice. Maybe life will always have noise. Maybe your thoughts will always want to spin, tugging you toward worry or fear. And that's okay. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to silence everything. You only need to notice, breathe, and let it be. And as you do, you'll find a soft space opens inside, a place where the mind can rest, where the heart can breathe, where you can just be. And if these moments help, maybe keep returning here. Subscribe, not for pressure or obligation, but to keep this quiet place in your life, a space to pause, to breathe, to remember that peace is always possible, that even in the middle of noise, even in the middle of chaos, you can find your calm. You can return to yourself. You can let the river carry you. Take another gentle breath. In and out, soft, slow. Feel your shoulders soften, your chest open, your mind quieting even just a little. And remember, You are not your thoughts. You are the river. You are the sky. You are the quiet space that holds everything and lets it pass. And in that space, right here, right now, you are free. Sometimes life asks us to step back just a little and notice what's really important. We get tangled in details, worries, small disappointments, and before we know it, the day feels heavy. Our hearts feel heavy and our minds are spinning. Maybe tonight you can pause and ask yourself gently, what truly matters? Not the little frustrations, not the things you can't control, but the small, quiet moments that bring warmth and peace. Think of it like looking at a vast sky. Up close, a single cloud might feel overwhelming. But if you step back, you see it's just one cloud, passing, moving on. The sky remains vast. The same is true for your worries. Each concern, each fear, each what if is just a passing cloud. And you are the sky. Wide, quiet, big enough to hold it all without being swept away. It's okay if your mind wanders. It's okay if you feel anxious or tired or unsure. These feelings are just visitors. They do not define you. And maybe you can remind yourself softly, I am not my worries. I am the space that holds them. Maybe that small shift in perspective is all it takes to feel a little lighter, a little freer, a little more at peace. And sometimes the simplest question can help. Will this matter in 5 years? Maybe that missed opportunity, that awkward conversation, that small mistake, it will fade. And maybe you'll remember instead the moments of kindness, of laughter, of quiet joy that quietly shape your life. Those are the things that truly matter. The rest, they pass. They are temporary. You are not your struggles. You are the calm behind them. And as you breathe tonight, maybe you can place a hand over your heart and feel it beating softly. Feel the life within you. Feel the peace that's always there, waiting for you to notice. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to solve every problem. You only have to come back to yourself, softly, gently, moment by moment. If this quiet reflection feels like a place you can return to, maybe subscribe. Not because you must, but so you can come back to this space when life feels loud or heavy. A space to pause, breathe, and remember, peace is always here. Waiting, soft, quiet, free. Take a gentle breath with me. In and out, slow, soft. Feel the weight lift just a little. Feel your mind quiet, even for a moment. And know this, the vast sky of your being is always there. Your thoughts, your worries, your fears, they pass. And you remain spacious, calm, free. Now, as we reach the end of this quiet journey together, maybe you can take a moment to simply breathe and feel where you are. Life is always moving, always changing, and it's okay if your mind drifts or your heart feels heavy. That's just part of being human. But in this very moment, right here, you have the chance to notice something soft, something gentle, something steady inside you. Maybe you can imagine yourself like a vast ocean. Waves rise and fall, storms come and go, but the ocean itself remains deep, calm, and endless. That's who you are, not the ripples, not the clouds of thought, not the worries or regrets. You are the vastness that holds it all, steady and quiet, no matter what passes by. And every time you return to your breath, every time you notice a thought and let it drift, you step back into that calm, into that space of freedom that has always been waiting for you. It's okay if it doesn't feel perfect. It's okay if your mind wanders. You don't have to get it right. You only have to keep returning softly, gently, again and again. And over time, those moments add up. The noise quiets. The weight lightens. You begin to see clearly that peace isn't something you have to chase or earn. It's here, always, patiently waiting for you to notice. Maybe tonight, you can place a hand over your heart and whisper softly to yourself, I am enough. I am safe. I am here. I am free. Let it sink in. Let it settle. And know deeply that you can carry this gentle truth with you into tomorrow. Your thoughts may come. Your worries may rise. But the space behind them, the calm within you, is always there. You only have to return. If this little journey brought even a whisper of peace to your mind, maybe subscribe and return whenever you need to. Not for pressure, not for obligation, but for a quiet place to pause, to breathe, and to remember your own calm. Share it, too, with someone who might need to hear that it's okay. It's okay to let go. It's okay to rest. It's okay to just be. Take one more soft, slow breath with me. In and out, gentle, quiet, deep. Feel the calm settle. Feel your heart soften. Feel your mind spacious. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky. You are the ocean. You are the quiet that holds it all. And in that space, you are free, always free. And now, as you go forward, carry this softly with you. Step into life lightly. Notice what matters. Let go of what doesn't. Breathe. Pause. Smile at the small miracles of each day. And remember, no matter what happens, peace is already within you. You only have to reach for it.